but it is some portion of what I like to share with the school in our first school meeting. The fact that we have had sort of a different beginning to the school year this year and took time this past Friday for more important purposes. I want to spend a little bit of time today covering some of what I would have covered this past Friday had we been on a more normal schedule. So the first thing I want to do, as that falls off, is introduce the school prefects and say a little bit about who the school prefects are and my work with that group and how I hope you all will be in touch with them from time to time through the year. So I'm going to read their names. And all of them, as we know from our commissioning of student leaders a week or so ago, are leading other parts of the school in ways in our revised and improved leadership model. And I just want them to stand up, take a wave. This is particularly important for new students, just so that you know who they are. And the reason is I meet with this group of 11 students every Wednesday night through the year. They're a critical source of information for me about how things are going, bringing student perspective and voice and concern in areas of happiness to me so I can feel in touch. So they're very important, I think, for selfish purposes in keeping me clued into the things that are going on at school. And so our hope is that in some number of them, all of you see an access point, an opportunity to bring something that's on your mind to them so that we can have at times greater and larger conversations about whatever issues you're thinking about. All of them have been here for a number of years. They're experienced Brooks School students. It's my expectation that they will be doing a lot of reaching out to you to find ways into conversations that we then can talk about during our weekly meetings. So, if you did not yet know who they are, here's the group. Anusha Barua is one of them. Where's Anusha? Right over here. Nick Karabatsos is right over there. Emily Che. Where's Emily? Right there. John Fritz is right back there. Nikki Iamonico, right over there. Joel Moya, there he is. Olu Oladitan, right back there. Daniela Reyes is up here. Right, great. Sam Thompson, great. Brooke Cordes is the senior prefect, and essentially what that means is that she is the captain of this impressive group of sixth formers. And she will be coordinating the group, leading the group, a leader among leaders, if you will, okay? So know that about her. And then, of course, and I hope we can give a little round of applause for the one missing today, school prefect, who will be with us before too long, Cam Greenwood. So again, their job and task through the year will be to make themselves known to you, to find their way to you, to lead in the areas that they have been selected to lead throughout the year, and to be in touch with one another, with me, with school administration, with faculty, and to be liaisons, conduits between issues that we should be engaging in as the year moves along. I also spent some time at the opening school meeting introducing new faculty, and by this point in the year, it dawns on me that many of you are already in classes with these 7 new colleagues of ours on the faculty and teachers of yours, that they might be your coaches, they might be in your dorm, so you may know them well, but in cases you don't have them in any of those capacity and are a returning student or wondering who that new adult on campus is, I want to say a little bit about each of them and have them take a wave. Miss Donahoe is an English teacher living in Merriman, coaching cross-country and crew. Miss Donahoe is right back there. We could clap for her and welcome her to... Mr. Federico is teaching biology and film. He's living in Blake House. He's helping out with the theater this fall and other things through the year. Where is he? Right back there. Miss Hill is the director of our theater program. She'll be teaching theater. She lives off campus, but directing plays and musicals through the year, and there she is, right back there. Mr. Jester, teaching math, living in the farmhouse apartment right behind us here, coaching cross country in the fall, crew in the spring. Miss McDowell, teaching math, living in Het West, coaching field hockey and squash. There she is. Miss Schenkel, teaching math, living in Het East, community service this fall and student activities. And then Miss Wielden, who's the head of our arts department, teaching visual art, leading the Lehman Art Center, living in Whitney House, coaching tennis. There she is. Okay, thank you. Third thing I want to get into today, which we don't have opportunity to do before the previous school year ends, is to recognize the ranking scholars in last year's third form, so this year's fourth formers, last year's fourth form, last year's fifth form, and in the school at large, so the ranking scholar in the school. We have prizes for each of these three students, and what I'd like to do is call their names, have them come up, and receive an appropriate acknowledgement from all of you for this incredible achievement. You think about being first among all of you in their form academically, that's quite a feat with so many great students at our school. So the ranking scholar in last year's fifth form, the class of 2020, was Emily Che. Ranking scholar in last year's fourth form, class of 2021, Anya Sancharawala. And the ranking scholar in last year's third form, class of 2022, right? And the ranking scholar in the entire school was Yuto Sugiyama Lam. All right. So when you see Yuto, who's studying right now, you can tell him that I'll find him later to give him his award. All righty. Good. Difficult segue. All right, so you may or may not know, you probably don't know, but tomorrow morning and then through lunch on Saturday, the school's Board of Trustees will be on campus for a day and a half of meetings. The Board of Trustees is about 25 men and women who are alums or parents or both or a past parent who give enormously in all sorts of ways to the school to help us deliver an excellent school year each year. Time and support and wisdom. And we meet through the year on campus 3 times, once at this point early in the fall. We'll meet in January during winter term, and then again at the end of April. And then there are a number of committee meetings that board members are on that meet in between those meetings and throughout the year. Last year, I think it was in our January meeting, there was one point in the meetings where I was having a sort of a debrief session with just the trustees. At the end of the weekend of meetings, I usually have what's called an executive session just with the board. We sort of talk about things that have come up, that are on their minds. And one trustee said to me last year, he said, "What happened to all the people who used to say hello?" Okay? So he was saying to me, this sort of ripped my heart out. All right? I'm walking up and down Main Street, and people weren't saying hello to me. And it used to be the case that people said hello to me, which led me to think, in that they're coming tomorrow, what better time to introduce the Hello campaign than today, the day before they come? And I'm just going to tell you now that if on Saturday, it's sometime around 11:45 in the morning, when we're about to go to lunch and we're in our executive session, if any trustee, okay, says to me that I'm walking up and down Main Street and everyone's looking down or they got their phone out or whatever, I'm going to go nuts. Okay? So your job tomorrow, responsibility, when you see trustee-like people, okay, moving up and down Main Street, is to say hello to them, okay? And what we're going to do now is introduce the Hello campaign. I think this is the 9th year that I have endeavored to embarrass myself in front of all of you as we launch this. I'm going to say 2 things about it, which one is sort of a principle, and one is a rule that school prefects suggested that I should offer as a suggestion. I'm suggesting it as a rule. But it is the right and Brooks School thing to do to say hello, okay? This has been true since time immemorial, all right? We are designed on our campus with this magnificent Main Street out here, where you go from the dining hall to class to sport. We move with each other all day long. And if you fail to take advantage of the opportunity to say hello to a teacher or a peer, and most importantly, to someone you don't yet know, you're missing out. That's my opinion. Okay, so if you want to be a true Brooksian, which I know you all want to be, you're going to work on this. And you should be absolutely positive that if I see you, if I'm walking up and down Main Street, okay, you're going to hear hello from me, and I'm going to expect one back. Okay? So get on that. The other thing is, I just want to say, phones are the enemy of the Hello campaign. Okay? They are just vile little devices. Okay? And so the rule about phones going forward is that if you are between the dining hall and the classroom building and you have your phone out, expect a problem. Okay? And so I've brought this up with some students. They say, well, I don't know where I'm going to class. I mean, come on. Okay? So you mean to tell me that you're coming out of lunch and you have no idea where you're going? Okay? That you have to, like, be on your phone as you're walking down Main Street to make sure you get to the right place? Okay? Ridiculous. All right? And if you're going the other direction, okay, you know where lunch is. All right? You know where that is. There's no reason for that phone to be out, okay? So I'm asking all of us to engage in making Main Street traffic a phone-free experience for us. We can do this, all right? I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do if I see you with your phone yet. Not sure. But I might go nuts. I don't know. I might lose it. So just to sort of illustrate a little bit of how we should expect this to work, I've asked Olu to help me this morning in doing 2 things. So we're going to pretend that this aisle right here is Main Street, okay? And we're going to do 2 things. The first demonstration we're going to provide for everyone is the don't of encountering someone on Main Street. Okay, the second one, so I will start up here. We'll pretend that this is the dining hall. We'll pretend that Olu's coming out of the classroom. I know it's a different distance, but just work with me on it. And so what's going to happen is Olu and I are going to pretend. Imagine we're the only 2 people on Main Street. This is the hardest one, you have to admit, right? I mean, when you're out there and there's someone else out there, there's no one else, like, you know, oh my God, like, what am I going to do as we keep getting closer and closer, right? So there's a choice to make in that moment. There's an opportunity in that moment, all right? So the first thing we're going to do is what you don't do when you have that opportunity. And then the second is our version of what you might choose to do, okay, as you get to know your fellow Brooksians better. So first is don't, the second is do. So I'm coming out of the dining hall, and we sort of look up, we make eye that took some practice. So that is, you maybe not like that, but that's the idea, okay? So don't miss chances. Don't be on your phone. Don't tell me you don't know where you're going. Just get with it. Take advantage of it, okay? Now, to move this along, on Tuesday night of next week, one challenge of mine every year, which I feel is sort of a challenge, I feel it as a responsibility. We are of a size at Brooks that allows us to know everybody, okay? And each year, returning students will know I try, as we all do, I think, to come to know each other, to know one another's names, I think most importantly. And so on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock in our home, right across the way, we will have the 9th annual name tag party. Okay, this will be for all new students and all sort of commissioned student leaders. And if you really want to come, let me know. We'll figure it out. We'll have some refreshments. You come in. There's sort of, I think it's like 18,000 name tags that we'll have in a bin. You put them all over your back and head and wherever else you want. And we work the room and get to know each other. As of Wednesday morning next week, I have right here 110 Brooks Bucks and $5 bills. And I'm discovering all kinds of cash that I have. So I've got gift certificates going back 6 years. I've got Chipotle gift cards. I've got all kinds of stuff. And so really starting on Wednesday morning next week, I am asking you, particularly those of you who are new students, mostly those of you new students, to ask me whether I know your name, okay? And I'm just going to say right now, I have never felt more vulnerable to hemorrhaging Brooks cash than I feel this year, okay? So if you're a returning student, you're wondering, like, I don't think he does. Ask me, and you might have $5, okay? So that is important, I think, getting to know who you are, not just by name, but in other ways, and that will start on Wednesday morning. Live for returning students, if you're looking for $5 quick bucks for the Brooks in the store, try it out. Give it a chance. Maybe I'll get it wrong. So I've got a lot of that. Last thing I want to say is, just two things. Just want to say again how well I think we've done as the year's begun in a disjointed way, in a challenging way. And I think we're all perhaps picking up pieces that our classmates and our friends and our students and our advisees and who are not with us yet are recovering. And that's just such terrific news. So, and I think all of us, the way we've been mindful of it, has played a part in that. So I continue to be proud of how we're handling that situation. Saturday night, 9 o'clock, there'll be an open house in our home. I hope you come to that too. I look forward to knowing who you are. Phones away, say hello, and send Yuto to see me.